Hello, I'm Toycat, and literally 4 seconds before I started streaming, it started raining, which is the worst, because nighttime's bearable by itself, but rain and nighttime, well, today's stream's going to be fun. It's actually going to be, I'm going to try and do something a little bit different today, because I figured what might be fun is if we only discuss things, or try to discuss things, that we've never discussed before. I want to do like, because, there's obviously every stream has some parts where like, oh yeah, you can choose what to say via donation. Today is going to be entirely based on who can come up with something that is both probably interesting and also has never been spoken about before. That seems like a fun set of criteria to me. So anyway, yeah, we're going to take all of our things. We're going to take a stack of wood, probably not this many stacks of jungle logs, turn them into sticks, which takes some time, and then use the sticks to make some... Oh man, I'm so bad at inventory management, and now you can see why. But yeah, we're going to take all the sticks, and then we're going to put some of them back in the chest, and then we can make some torches. Easy, easy, easy. Let's go. Okay, so... okay, I've already put some on the floor again. But yeah, hello, my Toycat. Welcome back to another live stream. Today, we're covering the desert in torches. Why are we covering the desert in torches? Every single last block, by the way. You might think this is pretty well covered, but every now and then you find a gap, and it's like... Gotta fill those in. Well, consistency, I guess. Which is why, while I'm doing something consistent for the video portion of today's live stream, I'm going to be doing something very inconsistent. And the goal is to talk about things that we haven't spoken about. Because, like, the cool thing about live streams and the cool things about the internet is that eventually... Hey, thank you. What is that name? Squiffwood. Okay, I don't even know what that was meant to be. But thank you for becoming a sponsor on the channel. Really appreciate anyone who signs up for that particular thing. For every spot you fill, I see 10 empty spots you walk past. I'm actually really particularly bad at noticing where the blank spots are. So my plan is to walk up and down the desert. And then every time I see one, like on my left or my right or my forwards, then I can fill it in. That's roughly the plan right here. And we're going to see how well it goes. And if things go badly, then they go badly. But yeah, that's it's the basic plan here. Is to walk along it all and see where the empty spots are. Because again, it looks like there definitely are some, but for some reason it's like hard for me to spot them off the top of my head. Maybe there's something in that. Or maybe there's not. Maybe it's all crazy. But yeah, Andrew, your hair looks really good today, says Beagle 2008. Thank you, Mr. Beagle from 11 years in the past. Also, no problem, keep making good videos. Hey, thank you, Skyfart Beepus Cola. I'm glad you think the videos are good. It's all a lie, though. They're not really... Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Llama. What, you're not... Now the llama has to die. This is tragic. But, yeah, no, I'm glad you think the videos are good. It's always something I find to be a nice compliment. But yeah, the goal of today's stream is going to be mostly to... Because, again, we're doing something which is very samey to some extent. And some people look at it and go, why would you even do that? And I think that's interesting as a point of, like... apparently lots of chat can see it. There's something Okay, by the way, thank you very much, Pixel, for the £2 super chat. Hi again, have a nice day, even if it's 10 PM. I like 10 PM as a streaming spot, because, like, I feel like we can go late if we need to, but also it's, like, it's late enough where it's like, oh, yeah. It's, good start, good end times. I finished, and I'm like, oh, yeah, now the day is ready to be gone. You missed a spot, 2 or 3 billion. Yeah, there's a lot of empty spots we're going to hopefully be filling out as we go. That's the beauty of a project like this, is that there are lots of empty spots, and we got to fill them in. And as we fill them in, it makes literally no difference, which is beautiful. I don't know how you notice where any of the empty spots are. I think some people must be really good at the pattern recognition required. Like, there's 2 gaps here. There's some gaps over there as well. But, like, it definitely requires a certain skill set, which I've never tried to develop. Yeah, I think I'm pretty bad at... like visual pattern recognition. Like if you show me like, I don't know, 5 people and tell me which 2 look the most similar, or ask me to do that, I wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, you just walk past the patch. I literally can't see it. That's the fun thing about where we're at now. Like, because oh, the reason why actually I think this is interesting, it's because you're in the same way, we spoke about this yesterday, but I think in the same way your brain doesn't look at faces and see faces, my brain isn't looking at this and seeing a million torches, because that's inefficient, like, brain processing. It's simplifying down to, like, okay, there are torches everywhere. And so it's not even noticing the gaps where there aren't torches, like right here. and so it's much harder to fill them in. Yeah, doing it this way is a much less efficient way than if we just covered every block as we went, but you know, you live, you learn, you make mistakes, and then you unmake mistakes. But yeah, if you have anything you'd like to talk about that is abnormal, mention it in the chat. Because I've been thinking, by the way, hi Toycat, I'm Tom. Gotta pay my Toycat tax for consistency's sake. How are you, Toycat? I'm feeling good because you hearted my comment earlier. You're welcome, man, Mr. Hi Toycat, I'm Tom. I'm glad you appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to go into the parts of the desert that are much less covered in torches. And we're going to do the outlines first, because the outlines are much more important, I feel like. Because they actually might affect mob spawning or some light level somewhere. And then we can work on filling the insides. But, yeah, basically, I'm doing pretty good today. Things are going well, generally speaking. I learned, speak about free will and determinism, says Yusef Shabab. Honestly, here's the thing about the universe. As we understand physics right now, everything is predetermined. And you might say, no, it's not, because this is that. But like, as we understand it, if you knew every single atom's location in the universe, or every single particle, if you knew where everything was, and you knew the forces interacting on them at one point, you could determine from that, with an impossible amount of computational power, where every single atom, particle, etc. would be, in any amount of time. And so the universe is determined. It's just whether or not that matters or not that is the question, you know? Like, okay, everything's going to happen because energy moves in specific ways. Humans seem like we have free will, but it's a whole thing. Also, what's your opinion on emerald weapons / armor? I think emeralds work as a currency. I think they'd be a terrible armor source. I think they shouldn't be added as an armor source, is my point. I'm kind of saying there. But yeah, it's impossible to measure that because of the uncertainty principle, though, yeah, right? Yeah, obviously, it'd be like, there's this the whole universe is too big to really look at on any significant scale and really conclude anything from. But the fact that you theoretically could, the fact that if you do it on a much smaller scale, if you had a universe that was like the size of this, you could work out everything that was going to ever happen. Because, you know, things can only interact in so many ways. We know all the ways, or most of the ways. Again, there's like some areas of physics we're like really lost on as a species, but everything we understand so far can eventually be measured, worked out, figured out, etc. And because of that, life is it's just whether what method of determinism you mean. Because just because everything's predetermined, it doesn't mean that you don't have an effect on the outcome. Because your brain's responses to every event is predetermined, but then that means that you choosing to make yourself, you know, I don't know, like it might be like, oh, everything's predetermined, so why do anything? Looking at that and deciding that determinism is fake and that you do have an effect, it could be predetermined, but it could be beneficial to you too. I don't know. There's an interesting concept of like lies that it's better if society believes, right? Like, if odds are, if you commit a murder, you aren't going to get caught statistically. If you commit one, even serial killers, right? If you know what you're doing when you kill someone, it's kind of fine, right? But it's much better if society collectively believes the lie that like, oh yeah, you commit murder, prison. There's, you know, science, forensics, lie detector tests. One of those things will get you, because no one likes to live in a world where it's like, oh, the only thing stopping someone from murdering me is if they've just got to not feel like murdering me. That's kind of the whole thing, right? And yeah, so there's a lot of lies society can believe. I would wager, if not your religion, if you are religious, your religion is the one true religion. If you believe in a religion, of course, I believe in your religion too. It's the one true one. But surely even as a religious person, you'd be like, oh yeah, every other religion was made up by some people who got it wrong or something. Also, Toycat, are you Jack the Ripper? I am not Jack the Ripper, but yeah, murder advice brought to you by Toycat. Yeah, exactly. Pro tip: murder people. I mean, what's gonna go wrong? The only reason people get caught for murder is because the only reason you'd want to kill someone is usually like personal related, right? So all the police have to do is check like, okay, was it a family member? Any family members with a reason to want to do that and no explainable, you know, cause? Like, there's a reason that we could, you know, like, even though we have all this like technology, like forensics, we have, you know, like cameras everywhere and stuff like that. The only reason that we still solve the reason we could solve murders long before any of that, when it was like the police show up at the scene of a crime and are like, Well, there's a dead person here, and there's no one around that looks like they killed him. Guess that's another unsolvable case, right? But no, yeah, there's a reason logic is so important for solving murders, because it's usually someone who knew the person. Right now, okay, let me confide of you something. You know, I like to be very honest and truthful with you subscribers. I don't know why, but I do. It makes me feel better as a person. Maybe you enjoy it. But I have no reason to murder you. You watching this right now? You know, like, we have a parasocial relationship. You know more about me than I know about you, statistically. Not even statistically, I think just everyone here, right? Well, most people here. But, yeah, so, even, you know, like, me and you, I have no real reason to murder you. You might have a reason to murder me. You might have thought, like, hey, that comment you made about every other religion earlier, that's messed up. Gonna shoot you with a gun for that now. I don't know you. I don't know how confusing your thought processes might get sometimes. By the way, all of this dirt is kind of messy. Do you think we should get rid of it? Chat, what do you reckon? Like, while we're here anyway. Not here, but like, not right now, but like... Actually, maybe right now. Like, it is a bit ugly, all of this dirt. Like, it kind of gets in the way of the two parts of the desert, doesn't it? We could totally do that. But yeah, please don't kill Toy Cat. You know, if you like the videos, if you kill me, you can't watch any more of them. And if you don't like the videos, then you know what's way more tragic than killing me? Letting me make videos until I slowly fade into irrelevance. That's what you want to do. You could kill me because I question your murder statements as filmmaker. Someone get this filmmaker guy killed. No, I'm just... But, yeah, everyone reckons remove the dirt. There's no talking about Star Wars, but have you watched Star Trek? Probably the most interesting question, but I've been watching way too much recently. I really wanted to watch the new series, but as soon as I saw the, I think it was like the Anaheim Convention Center, I was like, whoa. Also, Alina Khan donates £1.86 and says, are you a torch because you light up my world? Are we back to Minecraft pickup lines? Because if so, I have missed this topic far too much recently. So yeah, let's destroy some of this, because like underneath... Yeah, you know, this seems logical to me. Like, leaving grass here does feel a bit weird. It just seems out of place. Even though this is meant to be like a river, it's just too messy now for anyone to be able to tell what it is, so... Let's get rid of it too. Why not? But, yeah, systematically put the dirt in fire, slowly fading it out.
Keep placing those torches. Torches are yes.
Torches are yes. What a beautiful statement. You know what, just for you, Lethal Darius, I will keep on placing the torches. I was not going to until you said that, but then that's the thing. But you know, so like, there's a lot of like sci-fi shows that are like on the thing of like interesting. I think Star Trek, the older series they're all like really cool concepts, but addressed in like really rough ways. I know there's an interesting thing in, like really old stuff, where the message... Actually, you know, this is my controversial take. A lot of old stuff is just bad. The concepts are so interesting because so many people experience them that way for the first time. But for instance, I don't know, like, the first major first-person shooter game, nowhere near as good as FPS is today. Star Wars sucks compared to movies which have taken the same sci-fi premise. Same with, like, I don't know, Star Trek and stuff like that. When something gets too old, it gets like a cult status. And it's like, this thing is the best thing in the world. But I don't think that makes anything the best thing in the world. Also, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a shulker box. And we're going to move it to this part of the desert so we can do that at the same time. My Catholic school opened a D&D club. That's pretty cool. I was almost going to go to a Catholic school, actually. There is a Catholic school near me. And it's a lot better than the non-Catholic schools. But... Also, are you an Elytra? Because you make me feel like I'm flying. You could have gone like, are you an Elytra because you fly? Or like, are you an Elytra because you make me high as... You know, there was some... You know, thank you very much for the pound super chat anyway. I feel like there was a missed opportunity there. But thank you very much anyway. Holy moly, used to watch you and still subbed. And so you came up in the sub box. How's it going, says Jamie is here. Yeah, that's the cool thing about subscribers on YouTube, is most of the time you're not going to see or be recommended anything I do. But every now and then, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I have 1.3 million people who at some point have clicked a button, and at some point might be shown something I do in the future. So I'm glad that includes you. The thing about being a YouTuber is you have to slowly change. Like, every YouTuber changes at some pace. Even the slowest changing YouTubers are, you know, changing as individuals and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I think it's cool that you're here. Although, I guess things are very different now how they were. But I guess I'm the same person. But now that raises an interesting question. It's like, what does it mean to be the same person? Like, people always say you've changed, man, and I think, like, no, you know, everyone's changed all the time. That's, like, good. That's expectable. That's normal. Also, I can't find gaps in the torches. I'm trying my best, everyone. Like, everyone's insisting they can see them, but, like, I am just not. It is terrible. So, yeah, let's grab a shulker box, and then let's fill it with some dirt over by the place. Seems like a great idea to me. I love your channel. Do you have any advice for a small channel? Honestly, in YouTube 2019, it's such a different game to how it was back when I started my channel. Back in the day, my clever thing was, like, trying to show up in search for as many things as possible. No one searches on YouTube anymore. When you, like, if you want to find out something about a game, then you Google usually, right? You don't YouTube search. I know it's like YouTube search is a tiny percentage of traffic these days. Because the recommended algorithm is, like, where all the stuff is out. Do you know what No Nut November is? And if so, will you participate? Yeah, actually, this is my announcement. I have actually, you know, like, I was thinking for a while, like, is this an appropriate place to mention No Nut November? But I have actually hated, you know, nuts for a while now. You know, hazelnuts, get out of here. Peanuts in the shell, get out of here. And so, for the month of November, to raise awareness for my hatred of nuts, I will be doing No Nut November. There will be no nuts consumed by IBX Toycat for this beautiful month. No one knows how the algorithm works. That's the beauty of machine learning. Yeah, right. That's even the people who program the algorithm had the vaguest ideas of, like, what outputs they expect from it. And that's, like, beautiful on one end and also terrifying on another of, like, oh. So, you know, like, you're trying to trick a machine learning algorithm better than the people who made it that do. And, like, that's what my job is. My job is work out what a machine wants from me and give the machine that thing so that my subscribers can see content. And then people who aren't subscribed to me too. It's a wacky game, and I wonder if in 20 years this will be the norm, or if we'll look back at it and say, how was that a thing that was a thing? Also, what do you think about the Team Trees event? I thought it was pretty cool. Or I think it's pretty cool. It's still going, right? I did my bit, because, you know, I like trees. I like trees slightly more than I hate the rest of society, so I thought that was pretty great. Are you a creeper? Because your beauty blew me away. I'm totally using this at some point if I know someone plays Minecraft. That's the problem, you know, like, trying to... here's the thing, like, Minecraft is a game that's so widely played, but by such a diverse crowd that it's hard to, like, look at someone and guess they play Minecraft, right? At least that's my experience. But yeah, so to answer your question... Oh, no, it wasn't a question, it was a pickup line. You a creeper because you blow me away? Are you a zombie because, you know, you make me fear for my life and, you know, I guess zombies don't make you fear for your life. Are you an Enderman because I'd let you steal my stuff? I don't know. YouTube's the prototype for Skynet. Pickup lines are cringe, says Sheeb. Also, hi Toycat, nice to see you back. Petition for 12 days of streamless. Also, you look like Jaden Lieber with the haircut. Jason Lieber. Oh, by the way, there's a skeleton horse there. Let's sit on it while we Google this man. Jason Lieber. Jaden Martell. What is... This is not a real person. Lieber... Jaden... Oh, I misread it, that's why. Jaden Lieber. An American actor. How does anyone... You know, there's got to be a rule. You're not allowed to reference people who are vaguer than a certain amount. You're not... Like, you would never... You know, you wouldn't go to Jaden Lieber and be like, hey, you look like IBX Toycat. Because he'd be like, what are you talking about, you insane person? That's what I think he'd say, at least. Are you an Elder Guardian? Because you make me fatigued. You know, I like that one. I can dig it. Biggest Gay donates $5 and says, hi. Oh, he's got Logan Paul as his profile picture. That's funny. You know, I'd give $5 to make that joke, too. I mean, I wouldn't. But I'm glad you did. Because now I have $5. Or I have $3.50, because YouTube takes 30%, but that's fine. You know, it's okay. We've accepted that. As long as it's not for charity, I'm actually not bothered by YouTube taking 30% now. Like, it kind of bugged me that, like, hey guys, you know, you're giving money for a cause, but you're getting, like, YouTube made bank of that concept, because I guess we messed that one up. Donating the right way. Also, what's your opinion on the world being one big AI, like, basically, what's your opinion on the AI, the world being simulated? Also, thank you, AJ, for becoming a sponsor of the channel. Wow, everyone's being so wonderful all in a row today. But, to answer your question, I think the world is definitely like, the odds of this world as we know it not being a computer simulation are very, very low.
You're my hero.
Hey, thank you, Soviet Nazi. Nice. It's got Pepe picture too. I'm glad I'm your hero, Mr. Soviet Nazi. Man, it must be hard to, like, console those two different thoughts as part of you, right? Like, on the one hand, I really like this, but on the other hand, I like the exact opposite ideology too. Being me is so hard. Like, I don't know, that sounds kind of crazy to me. But that's fine. Do you remember back when you used to say BAM all the time? I believe it was actually BAM, Toy Cat Knowledge all over your face, which probably wouldn't be a great thing to say in the thing. Also, you look like the kid from It. Oh, is It a recent movie? I think it was. Someone... This is the level of my lack of recommendation liking. Someone was like, hey. Oh no, it was someone who was just like, oh, do you know about this movie? I'm about to watch it. Do you want to watch it with me? And I was like, no. Like, I really want to watch a movie with you, but not this one, you know? Like, thanks for ruining It, you know? I might have liked it, but now I never can. I'm bad with recommendations, okay? I just have an inherent dislike. Maybe what it is I just dislike the way everything is in the world. And if someone likes something about the world, they must be wrong. It's a terrible, 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 terrible system. Like, sometimes you just want to enjoy a thing, and you just can't. And you know what? I don't know if that's beautiful or terrible, but that's a thing. It's okay, you look like the teacher from School of Rock. I mean, are you assuming I don't know Jack Black now? What's the genesis on that one? Oh, there's a bunch of iron in here. I could totally mine that. I totally should mine that. But we gotta stay on point today. That's my belief, at least. So, yeah, basically, how do you make plans with anyone? I mean, like, if it's a thing we both already know, it's easy to make plans for. Like, hey, do you want to go watch, I don't know. Oh, by the way, what if we were cows and Steve fed us wheat? Said, what is that? Joshua Rooney. You know what? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Unless. Are you a piston? Because you pushed me away. Oh God, Karen, please come back. I miss you and the kids. Okay, that's definitely the best pickup line we got going on so far. Are you a piston? Because you pushed me away. Like you pushed away. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. I don't think we can do better than that. So, Kat, you missed the wedding on Discord. What a great shame. What a great shame. So, yeah, the thing is like, if it's like a thing we already both know about, it's cool. But if someone tries to... Okay, here's what it is. Let me explain this to you, actually. So, one of the problems with teenagers, let's say, because, you know, I've been a teenager once. I don't know if you know that about me, but I was once young. Young and hip. I'm like under 25, so I still feel like I can say young adult as opposed to just adult. But yeah, basically at one point I was even younger than this. Did you know yesterday I was younger than I am now, and tomorrow I'll be older than I am right now? Isn't that beautiful? But are you a grindstone because you disenchant my sword? Are you a grindstone because you fill me with levels and experience? I'm not sure. There's definitely a way to take this. Also, I was never young, says Carl Charles. What a shame. But yeah, no, so, you're an old man. Basically, like, when I was, like, a teenager, there's this problem where no one knows what's cool, and everyone has to pretend that everything's cool all the time, because you don't want to be the person who doesn't have anything interesting going on in their life. I don't know how to... I can't phrase it better than that. So every now and then people just be like, oh yeah, there's this thing that's awful, but we're going to do it anyway, and it's like, why are we going to do it? Because, you know, it's cool, and it's like, why? That's not logic. That's not reason. That's not how you should decide to do things. So, like, that part of me never, like, evolved out of that. Because I think everyone is still secretly an insecure teenager on the inside. Like, no one knows what's... I have this crisis every, like, couple years or so, where it's like, what is fun? What makes something enjoyable? It's because of that thing. I forget the name of it. There's like a loss of enjoyment you can get. I've had a friend who's described he's had it too. Like it's not an uncommon thing for humans to feel, where you can do something really enjoyable and then suddenly feel like, oh, this is pointless. This is awful. Chat, if you know the word, can you help me with some people? But yeah, basically, what's your nice puffer fish? But there's this really interesting thing where it's like you can lose enjoyment of something as you're doing it, and then you realize like, but why did I enjoy this? Why did I want to do this in the first place? You question that. You go down a whole logic. It's called depression. No, it's got a better term than depression. It's disassociation. No, existential dread. I mean, maybe that too. I know it's a symptom of Parkinson's as well. It's like you're doing something, and then suddenly the thing isn't enjoyable anymore. Depression. Everyone's just saying depression. It's like, man, it's definitely not the word. It's got a fancier definition. Are you a knockback sword? Because, okay. Diminishing return. I'm going to find this right now. You might think this is a live stream where I place torches all day. But we have changed the live stream now. It is Toycat Google's things so he can prove your point. You probably have Parkinson's. That is just, okay, let's work it out. So, loss of enjoyment of activity. I don't know. Loss of enjoyment. Abattohenia? No. Oh god. Someone found it. Disenchantment. Like someone mentioned it in a Let's Play recently, and I was like, that's what it is. Boredom. No. So basically, there's this thing you can get. Maybe everyone hasn't experienced it too. Thank you very much, Christian, the spookiest spook in the West. Disenfranchised. It's also, again, it's like a clinical term, but it's not an uncommon thing to happen. Apparently it is if no one else knows it. No one knows what I'm talking about here. But you can just be doing a thing and then you question like, why did I start this? If I'm not enjoying it now, why am I still doing it? And then like you go down a whole rabbit hole like that, and then you kind of realize like, Toycat, if you could enslave one person, who's it? If I'd have one person be my slave, it'd be like what, the most powerful person in the world, probably whatever the current U.S. president is at the time that I have that, right? So yeah, now you know, and I think it'd be okay because everyone would be like, well, it could be worse than that. But yeah, so. Apathy. I don't know how no one's known the word. I literally could only find it if I found that one comment from that Let's Play, Googled it again, and was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Because everyone insists they know the word. Anhedia. Clinical definition share. Oh, it is actually anhedia. I can't fit the word, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So there's this thing. Oh, there was a super chat. How much peacetime should I have for going PvP in a new survival world with 2 people for maximum enjoyment? No peacetime. Instantly put survival on. Find a bed for your first night. That's half the fun. It's about surviving and playing. Because you gotta bear in mind, Minecraft survival gets easier as you go. If you're not playing the first night, then you don't need to play any of it, Like, if you don't enjoy that survival, then don't ever turn it on, Like, the point of a challenge is that it's meant to challenge, Shocking facts of Toycat. Point of a challenge is that it's meant to challenge you. Toycat, I have a teacher that looks like the female version of you. You have a hot teacher, then. Also, hi, that is it, says Lonnie. Hello, Lonnie. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Toycat, when are you going to upload the video of you roasting our realms? It was going to be today, but obviously a thing got in... I think a thing happened instead. Don't know if you know that. And now that's what I did instead. By the way, I need to go repair this shovel. I'm surprised. We're so lost on this thing that we can't find that, Also, what's the thing it's taking the longest to lose joy in? I politely asked that Minecraft not be your answer. I still find enjoyment in gaming as a whole, I would say. I find enjoyment in I don't know, food still. I ate just before this live stream. I was like, I'm not hungry, but you know, I can eat something. And then I went to the store. I got something. It was a vegetable samosa, in case you're curious. One of the perks of living in a high immigrant area is you get a lot of tasty food. Except if it's a high Polish area. Polish food is not tasty, by the way. Pro tip, you're not. I'm just saying, you know, there are food types in the world that have good taste and bad taste. And I feel like I've yet to find anything. You know, if you're a Polish person or you live in Poland, tell me something that's Polish and good. You know, it's like that's the whole thing. Anyway, my enjoyment in food is inversely related to my mood. Holy ravioli, that was my first Toy Cat tax, says Charles Coogan. Hey, thank you for paying the Toy Cat tax. I do appreciate it. It's the best form of tax you can pay. A reminder, if you want to do it, there's a link down below. But you know what? You can use YouTube if that's your thing. It's all good because you know what? I'm chill. We can pretend it's not a big thing if you don't, and that's easy. Pakzek, Polish sausages, Shabawi. Now everyone's just making up words. See, that doesn't help anyone. And Hedinia. Yeah, I think that is the word. I don't know why. Like, I looked it up and I thought it was like hedonism, but like I guess hedon must be like Greek or Latin for something enjoy. You never answered my question about the world being AI project. I want my refund. So yeah, the world is definitely a AI simulation, statistically speaking. Or so there's two possibilities. One possibility is that most civilization doesn't make its way to the stage where it can stimulate a civilization. Like, think about... thank you, Hembasket, for the 99 cents. But most civilizations won't get to the stage where they can simulate a whole society. Think about the level of our computer programs now. Think about how good they'll be in 10 years. And how good they'll be in 20 years when it's double as good as that. And so on and so forth. Things will get better and better and better to the stage. By the way, let's dry out our sponge. Just like that. Look how handy that was. But, basically, there's this idea that all civilizations, if they will get to the stage where eventually they'll be able to simulate things, then statistically most civilizations do. And therefore, if those, you know, like, simulations are so advanced, they can have people inside of them that theoretically can get to the simulation stage, then you could have that happen hundreds of layers deep, thousands of layers deep, millions of layers deep, an infinite loop of a civilization that runs a simulation so long that it creates a civilization within it, and so on and so forth. And if you assume that's like a million layers deep, what layer are you most likely on? It doesn't matter. Unless you're on the very top layer of reality, you're statistically in a simulation within the real universe. And at that point, it's another question where it's like, it's a fun thought thing that really just leads you down the rabbit hole, like, well, what does it actually matter? And the answer is it doesn't. It doesn't affect your life, and that's why it's a fun thought experiment. Because, you know, it doesn't really matter in the slightest. So yeah, now you know. Nothing really matters. We're all gonna die. And, even better, it's Friday, so you got the weekend off to deal with that. Barrels are definitely better than chests, by the way. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the barrel movement.
Hello, how was your day? Smiley face.
Hey, thank you, Surakaito. My day's gone really well. I hate that my days have been going really well recently. I feel like it'd be such a better story if I was like, oh yeah, so this morning... Actually, my day... You know what, let me tell you about the hardships in my day. What was your favourite ex like? And why the hatred for Polish food? I don't have any hatred for Polish food, I just don't think it's good. It's like my ex-girlfriends. I don't have hatred for them. I just don't think they're very good anymore. That's why they're ex and not current. I think it'd be interesting to have a favorite ex-girlfriend, because I totally do. But I don't think that's like a thing you're meant to admit, right? Like, are you meant to admit that? Chat, do you think it's weird? Like, let's hypothetically say, I've got like 3 long-term, like, you know, like beyond a few months ex-girlfriends, because of, you know, lots of dating stuff in there. But like, if I've got like 3 long-term ex-girlfriends, are you meant to be able to rank them, or are they meant to all be in like the pits of hell? Because it feels weird, that's the thing. Why are so many private schools Catholic, says Charles Colgan. There's a weird thing about religion in schools. that is a bit too complex to dive into in a Minecraft stream. But fun fact, it's complex. It's weird. Isn't that wacky? Kind of weird / rude, but now I'm curious. Yeah, tier list. Go for it and rank them. Why can't people like their ex? Favorite pickup line? Are you a camera? Because, oh, that is awful. Rank them. Last stream you diagnosed with daddy issues and I still haven't recovered since, says Tinganka. That's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. Nothing like undiagnosable, unsolvable daddy issues to get me up in the morning. But yeah, let me tell you, hashtag turtle. Press T enter or control a D-pad to open chat. The most iconic line there ever is, right? This bug has frustrated me forever, and I don't understand why they don't ever fix it. Is it hard to work out what's causing it? Is it? I want to make a whole video about bugs, actually. I might have to do that. I don't think it's weird, but I haven't been in a relationship, but I know my opinion. So I like hearing your thoughts on things. I invite you to my Polish house for actually good Polish food. I mean, it would make sense that a Polish house has better Polish food. If it's simulation and when you die you give them the power to do anything in your own universe, what would you do? So lucid dreaming is kind of like a miniature version of that. So to answer your question, I don't know. I think I'd like to live in a Minecraft world. I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be swell. I think I'd honestly pick my current life, because I get there's a lot of really cool things about my current life and world, where like I can be as competitive as I want to be, and also not, and also, you know, I can talk about my opinions on Polish sausage on the internet, and apparently people will pay me money to do that. It's pretty swell. Like, the fact that my hobby is, like, streaming video games, and, you know, it's, like, a pretty, you know, people who decide to give me a couple dollars every now and then make this like a super, like, lucrative little thing some days. Like, that's cool as heck. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah, my current life is, like, good enough that I think I'm gonna look back at where I am right now and be like, ah, those were some good years. Or maybe these are the worst years. Maybe life only gets better from here. But yeah, no, that's the thing. Do you want to hear about the hardships of my day, by the way? Oh wait, first, everyone wants to hear me rank the ex-girlfriends. So you won't, I'm gonna anonymize them. But I had an ex who was a hypochondriac. Threatened to kill herself a few times after we broke up as like, you know, like sweeten the deal to get me back with her. That was probably bottom tier girlfriend, right? You know what? Would not recommend. We're gonna go for a nice middle tier of like, somewhat recent. Like, oh yeah, things fell apart and they went like a little bit. You know, like they were irrational. You know, there's this fun thing where it's like, you know, why do you guys want me banned? I serve my time, says Hembasket Fire Alarm. I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, no, there's this fun thing where you really shouldn't. There's a type of person who really does not like being called irrational, and those people are often very. I don't know if irrational is a fair word, but that, you know, that's what they tend to be. Are you bone meal because you make my tree grow? Nice, Devon Divan. Did it hurt? Did you feel from the vertical build limit? And then finally, I know I had a really nice girlfriend at one point. And then we only broke up because, like, she ghosted me for 4 months. And then, like, it was terrible. But because she ghosted me, it means she was, like, this she never became imperfect in my mind. So really, I still love the idea of her more than not love. I loved the idea of her more than I ever loved her. And ideas are so much better than people, you know? Like, it's rare that a person can live up to an idea. It's cool when they do. It's amazing when they can. But yeah, that's my official thoughts on this one. There's your tier list. Hope you enjoyed it. I would have given names. I thought that could be fun, but like, I don't know. I'm always worried. Like, I never want anything bad to happen to any of them. Even the one who totally would love for bad things to happen to me. It's like, you know, whatever. You know, you can do you. You can have thoughts and feelings of your own, even if those thoughts and feelings are terrifying. So now let's fill up this. Yeah, we need to fill up this one. We'll take some of this jungle logs. Oh wait, okay. Well, let's just fill this as we go. So let's put this down over here. This is now filled up. And now let's fill up another shulker box, because that's how we do things. Also, settings, accessibility, enable open chat message, turn this off. Hey, thank you, Harrison Gray. Okay, wait. Settings, accessibility, enable open chat message. Why else would it... Oh, okay, you know what? Thank you. It's gone now. It's gone. We're good. My life is so much easier. Can we talk about the stress of trying to feel like you're adding to a conversation in live chat? I think everyone here would be interested in that, says Magic Pony. Yeah, there's this fun thing where, like, the real-life conversation rules are kind of a bit different to the ones on a live chat, right? Because in a real-life conversation, if you say something and the other person ignores it, you feel bad because you feel like you didn't add to the conversation. Or at least most of the time you do. That's how most people feel. And it's a pretty good mechanism to keep you saying things that people enjoy, I guess, maybe. It shows it's a sign that you're someone who cares about the needs of those around you. It's a good way for us to have a feedback mechanism. But in a live chat, statistically, no matter how great your message is, most of the time it will be ignored. I think you need to understand that as like a prerequisite. But then it's hard to work out. So what makes a good live chat message? If most of them get ignored anyway. Can you respond to my previous donor? Can I be your next ex-boyfriend? Says Poo for Fish. You know, I've said this before. I wish I was gay because I feel like there are so many cool benefits in 2019. I feel like we've gone over the hump of like, at least in my career, you know, obviously in some jobs, you know, maybe it's wildly homophobic still. But like, yeah, I am sadly, I'm not looking for any ex-boyfriends right now. But as soon as a position opens up, I will let you know. Also, thank you very much. I'm glad I can make it this time to pay the Toy Cat tax. Thank you for the great content. Thank you for watching it. It's weird being in the position I'm in right now, but I appreciate it. Also, conversations on the internet, like yelling into a void, and sometimes the void yells back. Yeah, that's basically what it is, right? Like, you know, I'm talking to 100 people right now, maybe. It's fine. I know I'm awesome even when I'm being ignored. See, that's a cool thing too. But then there's also this wonderful thing of like there's this kind of scary problem where some people are just like, here's my awful, awkward mess of a thing. I'm gonna keep repeating it over and over and over again. Like, odds are if you care about what I think about your message, it's probably a good message. But some people are like, my message was genius. Genius, I say. And it's been 8 times, and I can see Toy Cat's read it, but he's not responding. Clearly, he must go through this again. Like, I feel like the internet can amplify a lot of mental struggles quite seriously. Like, actually, you know what? Yeah, that's my... Here's a point, right? Like, the internet does a lot of things well, and a lot of things not well. And on the list of things it doesn't do well is, like, helping people who need help, I would say. Also, let's eat this raw salmon. Let's get that out of my inventory. I don't know why that's even in there. But yeah, it's this tricky thing where I don't know how to help people in lots of ways, and those people don't know how to... I like everyone here who's just like, hey, I'm a normal person, down to talk a bit about the state of the universe and how it's all a simulation. Hey, Toycat, I saw you replied to my Southwest Airlines comment. They are my favorite airline. Yeah, okay, you know, I want to talk about a very niche market that I guess... So about half people watching this are American, and off that half, I want to say there's a fact like only half of Americans have ever flown. So 25% of you watching right now, maybe you'll relate to something I'm about to say, and even then, statistically, probably not. In America, flying just sucks. It's just, I don't know why. I can't work out. It's so much more expensive than the rest of the world, and it's so much worse. Why is that the case? Why is it more to fly, wait, here's a fact you can fact check right now. Search up a one-way ticket from, I don't know, pick pick a major West Coast, like pick Seattle, pick Oregon, maybe not Oregon actually because it's a major hub, but pick SFO, pick LAX, pick Seattle, SEA. Try to fly from them to Europe, then try to fly from them to a random city in the middle of America. It'll cost about the same. It's wildly expensive to fly in America, and then it's worse. It sucks. It's so much worse than the rest of the world. It's awful. The airports are dull, and like the security's worse. You have to take off your shoes, and like it costs so much more for the privilege of going through the worst experience. I can't work it out. It's something sort of business travelers and the fact that it's your only choice, maybe. I don't know. Like they don't let any foreign competition in, so like there's only 3 airlines really. Maybe that's what it is. But so yeah, the only airline that's actually pretty good. Are you a diamond sword? Because I colourful connections between us, Karen. Please, I just want to see the kids again. But yeah, there's this thing where like basically only Southwest Airlines is any good, and even then it's just because they're like, hey, what if we were cheap, and or like cheap compared to America? Like, oh, only $99. Wow, it's so much better than $199, I guess. What if it's cheap and simple? And we're not screwing you for the sake of screwing you. Like every airline's like, hey, we can make your experience 20% worse to save us 1% money. Sure. Like there are times where they're saving money in ways that don't even necessarily make sense. Whereas Southwest is just like, hey, yeah, we can just be normal most of the time. You think I'm picking on you, bro? I need to own up to our struggles. You're not eating or sleeping right, and you're using us to cope. It's not healthy, says Thomas Sendjaz. Yeah, I think not eating and sleeping right would be a problem. I'm totally eating and sleeping right, though. I'm on my cold food diet, by the way. It's great. Don't forget to like the stream. He needs money, says RS Gamering. I wish likes were what gave me money, honestly. It'd be a much easier system than the current complex metrics. Yeah, I like them because they treat you like paid 300 round trip when you paid 100. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's this basic principle of like, I don't know. They're always nice on there. So actually, you know, yeah. Like, pro tip: American Airlines and Toy Cat. Just to zoom out here, jokingly suggesting you embezzle the tree fund. Can I be banned? No, that's the sort of stuff that can lead to like such awful stuff. I don't know. Like, I can't unban or reban. Like, I'm not in charge of that stuff. Sorry. I probably am on some. I guess I am on some level, but like, I don't care to be in charge of that stuff because it's not the things that interest me. Sorry. But yeah, you can make a new account and then think about what you've done. I didn't ban you, and I don't know why you were banned. I'm guessing from what you said it's that. But yeah, I don't do unbans, and I don't do them for money either. Like, I don't like the idea of like, oh yeah, there's a problem, but you get outfit for that. Although actually, controversial opinion, because people love my controversial opinions. I think you should be able to get out any crime by paying enough money. I think like, think of it this way, right? Controversial time with Toy Cat. Because like there are very few ideas I have now that like are actually wildly controversial, but think about it this way, right? What does more for the common good? $1 billion or one stranger's life in a hit and run? $1 billion. So if for instance, you know, let's pick a nice divisive figure. Let's make this extra controversial. I think if current US president hits someone with their car, then it should be like, hey, we will sentence you to, what is it, manslaughter? Or pay $1 billion, goes to the, I don't know, federal agency for, you know, warm hugs and giving. And then, you know, then you don't go to prison. It's basically the system a lot of rich people play by. But like, I'd like that to be out there publicly, right? What if any crime you could get out? Also, this is going to be the next children of hobbies. I think any crime you should be able to get out of with the right amount of money. That's my controversial opinion. I really love that you aren't homosexual, but I wish you were, as it has benefits. You are very interesting to me. Eventually, X. See, this is one of those scary messages where it's like, oh god, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me for not being gay. Oh, I could be one of the first people to die for being straight. That'd be great. First, Toy Cat Tax. I really enjoy the disjointed streams as I use them as podcasts while doing homework. Thank you for providing the entertainment that you do. I sometimes like do these and I'm like, what even is this stream? Like, how did I end up talking about this subject? What are the gay benefits I want to know? Are you gay and you want to know the benefits, or you're considering switching, you know? Because, you know, here's the thing, right? You should always go into any negotiation, able to walk out if you want to. That should be the same with your, like, you know, with your current girlfriend. Like, hey, you know what? Unless you give me these benefits, I'm willing to flip teams on this one. Commits terrorist act, slaughters thousands of people, plays $1 million to get out of it. No, okay, let's... Oh, no, I won't. I'm not going to go there. I was going to be like, you know what? What's the biggest terror attack ever? Let's put a price on that, shall we?
Cat hacks I've been watching since you did those Xbox 360 mini games that you built. I even was in a few of them.
Hey, thank you, Pure Insanity, for the insane super chat. It means a lot to me. So the 360 days, like, it's funny because the reason we built those mini games was out of necessity, but I do totally have a soft spot in my heart, like a nostalgic spot. Like, yeah, that was actually pretty fun, wasn't it? So I'm glad you like it. Also, I mean, that system's already in place, but instead of the money going to the government, it goes to their lawyer. Yeah, I don't think it should necessarily even go to the government. I don't know what good cause you could put it towards. But, like, I think... Okay, here's a better idea. You should always be able to pay the victim a certain amount of money. And then also the... Yeah, like, let's say $1 billion for a murder, right? 500 million to the victim's family, like, divided between them. 500 million to, I don't know, the charity or the government, whatever you think is better. I mean, they both got ways they can blow $500 million and not achieve any good, right? Also, sorry that freaked you out. My wallet is dying and I'm a part-time waiter and artist. Send help. I'm in his basement. But it's all good. You're welcome. Or, you know, I'm welcome. Or thank you. Whichever one works there. Why can we see your mic? You know, would you like to see my microphone some more? There you go. You did this. That's all you. That's on you, man. I hope you think about what you've done now. Hope you think about it long and hard. If you could put a price on the crown, it means that rich people can do whatever they want and kill whoever they want. It'd suck being killed by a rich person. But, you know, at least if you died and you achieved some good, right? Like, imagine knowing you died and it sucks because a rich person did it just because he felt like it. Then imagine knowing, like, oh yeah, all of my family's set up for life now, though. You know, $500 million between 5 people. It's 100 million each, you know? Sure, fine. Oh, this is why people sell their children into human trafficking all the time, right? Like, sucks for the child, but it's pretty good for me. And, you know, we need less children in the world, and we need more money in the world. Let's make a trade. Let's make a trade, am I right? So, yeah, I'm just going to walk around doing some torches now. It's a pretty soothing process. Actually, that's the point of this live stream, isn't it? That reminds me, I watched the first episode of your Let's Play the other day. I found it hilarious. You from 7 years ago has the same authenticity now, but with more swear words. Yeah, the swearing thing, I don't even know what changed or when. It was long before this whole, like, if you swear, you get demonetized thing. But yeah, it is basically the same person, because I don't know, I never was... When you see people putting on these fake personas, it's like, who is this for? Is this for you? Is this for me? I don't like this. I don't like having a conversation with someone I can't even begin to figure out or believe in, you know? Like, I like trusting people, fun fact. It's really hard to build trust. It's really hard to earn trust or whatever. But are you justifying human trafficking? I think I just justified human trafficking a little bit. I mean, it's not good. I'm just saying it's like, you know what? People do it. People decide to make that exchange all the time. I don't know why. They clearly they shouldn't. I mean, actually, you know, again, we need less children in the world. If that's the way you got to do it, that's the way you got to do it, I guess. But like, no, to have a not slightly insane point, I was just trying to say that, like, do you support Hong Kong? Hi from West Virginia. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. So, first of all, Hong Kong is a wonderful little pretend country. Honestly, like, as a British person, you gotta, like, stay out of it, don't you? Because everyone will... All that happens is people just be like, haha, you have that opinion. Did you know your country did a thing? And it's like, actually, yeah, the colony of Hong Kong really liked being a British colony. People were like, no, actually, someone once told me that colonization is bad, and that's a thing the UK did, and that therefore your opinions on things aren't valid. So it's like, you know, I don't talk about Hong Kong. Let's talk about New Zealand, though. Am I right? Yeah, you like my flag? They've got our flag in the corner of their flag. That's how much they like being a part of us. You never uploaded your chopping down trees live stream. Also, punishing with only fines will encourage vigilantism, and the problem will spiral to be even worse. Says, bruh, are you joking? So here's the thing. Here's the way I see it, right? Again, I don't know how this system would work. I think it probably would be awful in practice. You never upload your chopping trees live stream. Also, yeah, I'm gonna wait until like the weekend, and then you can watch it then. Or I'll put it in the unlisted live streams thing. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Oh man, I should not have broken that. Okay, let's put the wet sponge down somewhere. My inventory is such a mess. I need to deal with this. I don't know why I'm so bad at dealing with my inventory. But let's go find another shulker box, and let's go put all of this stuff in there. Because we're going to keep on working on this as we go too. Oh, there's clay here as well. What a lovely treat. What a lovely, lovely treat. So, yeah, I will tell you about my day, and I'll tell you about whatever that person asked about. My brain can't keep track of 3 thoughts at once. It can't even keep track of 1 thought at once. How do you expect me to do a thing in Minecraft, respond to your comment, and then respond to another comment? It's not possible. But yeah, if you want to watch the trees live stream, it'll be in the unlisted live streams playlist. If you're curious, I don't. Every live stream doesn't go live as a video. There's good reasons for why. I won't go into them now, but trust me. Hey, trust. Okay, yeah, trust is really important. It's so hard to gain, and it's really easy to destroy. And I don't know why people go through so much effort to destroy trust when it's like, you know, you could not do that as well. And if you didn't do that, then that would be good for everyone involved, I think. But that's my crazy, wild, wacky opinion. You missed my super chat, says Charles Cognin. I was watching one of your previous live streams and you were wearing that shirt. I'm considering getting a new shirt for every live stream I do. Because, like, even though I know you don't expect me to have a different shirt every time, I'm like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm wearing the same thing twice. My brain is so prone to crashes, I completely stop functioning if I hear a song I know in a public place. Also, puffins are bargain bin penguins. Well, that was a super chat worth going back for. That's that's for sure. If we can say nothing else, it was that super chat was definitely worth some of my time. So, KMS answer me, says Yusuf Shoaibib. No, you're not. Whatever your comment was, I bet it was probably a good comment too. But you're not for that. I'm never gonna answer you ever again. Never gonna give you up. Oh, no, I'm gonna give you up. I'm gonna exclusively give you up. And I'm gonna exclusively let you down. And I'm gonna run around and desert you. That's what I'm gonna do. All because of that. All because of that one, like, entitled message right there. That's what you've done to yourself, Mr. Yusuf. Anyway, so let's throw these leads somewhere. I just need chest space, honestly. Maybe I should do that. Or maybe we should just keep on grabbing shulker boxes. Nah, the shirt is great. Great. I know, I like the idea that, like, every day I could wear, like, a surprise shirt. Like, it's horrifically bad for the environment and for my wallet, and honestly, it's not good for many things. But I like the idea that I could wear a different t-shirt every time I live stream. You know what, should we do that starting now? New dress every time. I mean, I could also wear a dress every live stream. $1,000 and Toy Cat wears a dress. That's not an offer I want on the internet, actually. But yeah, let's go grab some shulker boxes, and then we'll fill them with dirt. Easy. What should you do when you're on awkward terms with someone? You just address the awkwardness. Like, okay, so this is different for me. Like, loads of people like playing this weird social game. Again, I just kind of tell people things, and then it usually goes badly for me. But and then sometimes it doesn't. But, like, you know, just tell people what they don't want to hear, and then they'll be like, "Why did you say that?" Because it's true. Well, oh, okay, I didn't realize it was true. Thank you for telling me. Or more realistically, there's a bunch of other stuff going on. Open up your own sweatshop. You know, yeah, we honestly... I think the biggest problem with buying lots of clothes is that you don't know how much the children that make it are suffering. Like, do you ever end up buying clothing? What do you think about online dating? That's probably a good way for me to transition away from what I was about to say. Oh no, there's a minecart missing. When did the... How did that happen? Okay, well my minecart elevators stopped working. Also, thank you so much, RS Gaming, for becoming a sponsor of the channel. Oh, they were already a sponsor before, but thank you so much, man. Do appreciate it. So wait, what was that super chat that just came up on the screen? It was a good one. See, I forgot it. I lost it. Oh, what do I think about online dating? Okay, I have two very conflicting thoughts on online dating. So thought number one is that online dating creates the opposite of scarcity. Oh, I've had a drink here this whole time, by the way. I'm gonna open it up. You know, actually, I'm gonna go to the torch desert. So if someone joins the live stream, they'll see there are in fact torches in a desert. This is not a made-up myth. This is in fact a real thing. It grinds my gears that you miss one block down here and you run a straight line putting torches down. Yeah, I can't see the gaps right now. I'm gonna stand here and you can tell me if you spot gaps and then we can deal with them. In the meantime, I've got some Aquarius. This is a drink that tastes really good if you're in a hot country and it tastes like garbage if you're not. Also, my bottle opener isn't a real bottle opener. Am I doing this wrong? Is this a bottle opener or is this something else? I've never had a bottle opener fight me on this before. Maybe it's like this way around? What am I, like, I swear, it's like physically not opening. Ah! I've never had to put so much effort in. No, that's awful. It tastes like water, but even less than water. So many gaps. Can people really see gaps right now? Okay, so I can see a gap over here, right next to the furnace. I can see a gap there too. Oh yeah, I can see a few gaps now. Elizabeth Shook, you should put your controversial devil's advocate opinions in a Tinder profile to weed out the people who can't mentally adapt. It is actually, very early on I do have to go through something like that with someone, like, I don't know. Like, either you've got to believe that I just have awful opinions and you've got to accept them, or, you know, like, I don't know, I really, like, I ramp it up. Because it's like the thing, it's like that thing where someone's like, what do you do when you're on bad terms with someone? I like to deliberately go all the way until I'm on bad terms with someone, and then work out why that is. And then it's like, oh yeah, well now you know a bit more about me. Because I think the earlier you offend someone, the better you'll know how to work with that. Also, I literally just, I don't know why I'm just missing all the blank spots. Okay, there we go, we've got two here. Yeah, let's do this. We can totally fill all the gaps if we believe in ourselves. And then we'll start filling these in. You gotta scare them away. Yeah, I mean, it's online dating. So, online dating creates an artificial abundancy of the opposite gender, and humans are very bad at making decisions when you give them too many choices. And I think there's a lot of things. I think you're not good at making compromises on things, and you're always looking. I don't know, like, basically, imagine a village with 10 people in it, and like, off those 10 people, 5 are the opposite gender, or 5 are the gender you're attracted to. There we go. Cover the people off, or you know, maybe 10 if you're lucky enough to be inclined that way. So, you know, there's 5 people, probably, who you're attracted to. Off those 5 people, 2 are probably way outside your age criteria, maybe 3 even. Off the 2 people left, you know, one's a racist and one's awful, but at least he's got a nice name, or she's got a nice personality. So you take these things and it's like, okay, I'll go with that person. She seems wonderful. He seems great. And then you got yourself, I don't know, there's something like charming about that to me. So very recently, I went on a lot of dates with a religious girl, Christian, in case you're curious. And one of the things she said is like, some of her friends got arranged marriage. And I actually don't hate the idea of that, because it's like, you know what? Actually, I wouldn't hate arranged dating. Arranged marriage sounds awful because you're locked in. But it's like, you're really bad at working out what you are and what you... A lot of people are really bad at working out what they like. It's taken me forever to get to where I am, where I like can vaguely understand like what I hate about a situation and what makes me, you know, fall in love with someone. When you're like 19 or 20 or maybe younger if you're asking that question, when you're super young, being flooded with choices and not trying on... I don't know, I feel like this is a premise of some movie or some TV show. But you learn a lot more from bad situations than good ones. Hey Toy Cat, what's your favorite drink? And thanks for pronouncing my name right. Most people don't, says Lonnie. You're welcome. What was that? What was my favorite drink? What is your favorite drink? It's not Aquarius. Again, in something about being in a cold country, it just has nothing going for it. I actually do have. Wait, I'm gonna try and make this either work way better or way worse. So pour something in there, and let's see if this gets better. Because I literally am otherwise not drinking this. So if I ruined it with what I just did, I think I did ruin it. That smell already. Nope, tastes exactly the same. That's nice. Oh no, it doesn't. Ooh, it's got like a spice to it. But yeah, no, basically, there's this whole thing where you learn so much more from a bad situation than you do from a good one. And I think that does apply to dating. And I think if you're... I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm wrong on this. My opinion's like, I disagree with what I've said so far. Like, scarcity is not a good reason to date. Like, online dating in the sense of like, statistically speaking, if there's 1 in a million out there for you, there's 60 of them in your country if you live in the UK. No, wait, yes. There's 6, and then of those, 30 are women, of those, blah, blah, blah. So, like, if there's 30 people in the UK that are this, then, you know, most of them probably don't live anywhere near me. Maybe online dating makes sense in that case. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't like my own arguments, but also I don't like online dating, so... I think there's just a problem with it. But also, you know, the religious girl who had the arranged marriage, or who had the friend with the arranged marriage, we met via online dating. So I don't really know what my opinion is, I guess. Everything is wrong and crazy. I'm noticing so many spots you're missing and it hurts me. Oh, you wait till we get to this side of the desert. Can you notice any gaps that we've got here? I can't at all. I can't whatsoever. So yeah, let's place down our shock box. And let's fill it up. Nice and easy. So, you're now running past the gaps on purpose, says Anne Charlotte Berglund. Actually, you know, there probably is like some beautiful game of torture I could make, where it's just like, yeah, what we do is we deliberately do that, right? Poop yourself so I can call you IBS, Toy Cat. I mean, if you poop yourself, you don't have irritable bowel syndrome, right? It's if you have real problems pooping yourself, or, you know, something along those lines. And if so, that would be terrible. IBS Toy Cat. 10 out of 10 name. You could have said you weren't so opinion, said a bunch of things, then saying you disagree with yourself. I think I think those things, but I also don't. That's the thing, like, I think those things, but now I'm thinking about them, it's like, I don't think they're good opinions. I think there are reasons to be against online dating, but I don't think I've got the right ones. Like, there's definitely a flaw with online dating. Like, because again, there's lots of benefits. It's what I would do. I reckon the only reason I'm playing against it is because, like, no one's ever like, oh no, I know, there are some things that the society needs someone to argue against. And I think also, though, it's worth saying when you don't have a good argument. Like, just admitting, like, those are my thoughts, but also I'm wrong. I don't know. Because that way you can... That way, if I don't say I'm wrong... Like, about the killing people in exchange for money thing. You know? Yeah, you know, actually, I'm gonna retract my opinions on online dating. However, you should be able to kill people in exchange for money. Because, think about it. The reason a crime is committed is when one person seriously harms another, you know? One person's been harmed. One person needs some damages repaid. A lot of the time, the way they want those damages is that person goes to prison. But what if the victim said, you know, actually, I think $500 million would do a lot better for my thing than that. It's perfectly valid to have opinions, then think those opinions aren't good opinions. I don't know. I think if you have a bad opinion, you should work on rectifying it and getting new opinions. And that's why it's worth every now and then sounding out new opinions. There are lots of things I believe where it's like, I haven't thought about them in a while, and it's like, actually, I don't know about that one now. Like, I was thinking a lot about... So one of my beliefs, I actually think we should have some form of universal income because, you know, we have these government structures that take in, on average, you know, like tens of thousands per person per year. And most people receive no benefit or very little benefit from the huge trillions that your government spends on your behalf. That'd be cool to have a big income. But also I think that, I met my current BF, best person ever on Tinder, but I also met the worst person ever on Tinder, so I guess it's a net zero. I like that subject more than where I was going. Yeah, no, that's the thing, like, it's really easy to meet really good and really bad. It's really hard to know which it is in the moment. I don't know, most of the coolest things have happened by coincidence to me. And I don't know why that is, but that's why I'm cautious of recommending a Tinder. Because again, there's so many happy stories of Tinder. I don't know, someone else told me about one recently. There's a lot of people who have very happy, we met on Tinder stories, right? And then there are people that don't. I guess it's all about, wait, okay, here's a better way to put it. If you need to be at the right point in your life to find somebody, and if it's too easy to find somebody, you're less likely to be at the right point. You're less likely to be at that right point because there's no requirement for you to be. If you wanted to, the easier things get, the easier it is to be bad at a thing. Damn girl, are you a slime ball? Because you're making my piston sticky. I shouldn't laugh at that one. That's not great, but you know what? Damn it, it gets results. So, sure. I mean, I still recommend Tinder. I don't know, like that's my kind of point here. Like, obviously everyone has it. If you're below a certain age, you will have gone on Tinder at some point. I had like a 3-week phase where I used Tinder, maybe like a year ago. And I don't know. Nothing good came of it. Like, Tinder's the worst one, by the way. You know, okay, wait. Here's the one thing I can say. Okay, I've been going for like 10 minutes trying to find something I think has good value. Because again, I think all the things I'm saying, but I don't think they're useful lessons. Like, whatever. Do what you want. Make mistakes. They're valuable mistakes. And then I said, oh, but you're gonna make mistakes. Yeah, whatever. Make mistakes or don't. Do what you want to do. My real life pro tip is don't use Tinder though. Because Tinder is the everyone app, and you don't want to be on the everyone app. You want to be on any other app besides the everyone app. So yeah, I don't know. Look up the second largest dating site in your country. In America, it's OkCupid, I want to say. In the UK, it might be Plenty of Fish. And you want to use one of those. Match.com. Oh, I think Match.com probably has a fee, right? But yeah, like find the second biggest one. Because I hate recommendations, and, you know, there's a thing. Anyway, there you go. Online dating with Toy Cat. Hope you all enjoyed that. Apparently some number if you did, and some number if you didn't. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So, Tinder works out better for girls than guys on average. Oh, I was thinking about this recently. The Tinder for girls is Tinder for everyone is the reverse of the prisoner's dilemma. So the prisoner's dilemma is not everyone is famous enough to be on Tinder Select, Andrew. Tinder Select sounds like a lot of fun. No, so there's this thing, right? I lost it. I had a thought I really wanted to share, and I've lost it. I'm sorry. It's so the prisoner's dilemma is where if you take two people, they've committed a crime, and you say, you know, the police need to get one of you to turn on the other, for, you know, if they can get one of you to turn on the other, they can convict the person who's turned on. If you both turn on each other, they can convict you both. And basically, even though it's in both of your interests not to rat on each other, knowing that you'll get a much worse sentence if the other person rats on you and you don't rat on them, it's always better to do it that way. That's the point of what I'm trying to say right here. Like, even sub-optimal decisions, when the group is faced with a situation where everyone has a bad, whatever, people are forced to make decisions that are against their own interest because someone else might make decisions that are worse for their own interest, is what I'm trying to get at right here in an indirect way. And so the interesting, that's the prisoner's dilemma. If you've never heard of it, it's a fascinating, little thing. But more fascinating than that is the idea that it basically forces you both to make bad decisions. I explained it so badly. But Tinder is the reverse. Everyone all the time. So every guy swipes right on everyone, right? That's just the facts. And so as a girl, you get you get to believe that everyone here is like, oh yeah, they're all looking for me. You have all the power as a girl on dating sites. And it makes me wonder, is this how real life has basically worked the whole time? Also, gotta go. Have fun torturing chat by skipping gaps. You better believe I will. #turtle. But yeah, so it means that because all of the guys swipe right all the time, because that's the culture, that's what is just expected, and that's I know, at least a lot of really weird outcomes. And it's interesting because it would be in your own interest individually to only, to look individually at the profiles and do this and that. But what it really comes down to is what it really actually comes down to, instead of actual, value and this and that, is just like, oh yeah, some number of people basically pick for you. The selection of the date selection. I was gonna go with mate selection, but date sounds much more. Is basically chosen by the girl, and it's weird because I wonder, like, if that's how it kind of all works in the real world too. What happens when most of the matches you get are meaningless? You end up talking to the people you mutually like. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's dull and uninteresting, and I don't want to talk about Tinder too much. I'm gonna leave this for now. I just thought it was interesting that it's a reverse prisoner's dilemma, where you're incentivized to make good decisions. You're incentivized to make opposite. You both have the same incentives, but somehow it comes out opposite. Like, the guy always, snitches on the equivalent, and the girl always doesn't. Whereas what you would figure would happen in that system is that both people would always swipe right on everyone, because then you'd know who matches you, likes you, or whatever. But it doesn't happen that way, and I find that interesting. Thank you very much, Greg Pop, for the $10 super chat. Good to see you again, Greg Pop. I'm still confused at your name, but I'm not confused by your generosity. So yeah, if you have a topic that you think... Also, Heathrow or Luton, says SuperGamer250. Heathrow is a much nicer airport, but it's usually more expensive to fly to. Luton is only for European flights, but if you have the choice, it's probably cheaper. And honestly, cheap is something that people don't recognize the value in cheap enough. Like, I like things that are good, not cheap. But there are so many things where the cheaper equivalent is exactly the same. And in flying, I would say, what does it matter if you're on a plane for an hour? What does it matter is the simple thing I'm trying to get at here. So what's your opinion on the US education system? clearly bad if we judge by all the people here. So this is like game theory applied to online dating. Yeah, I love game theory. I apply it to everything in life. Like, why do people act the way they do? And, I don't know, it gets especially weird when it comes to... it gets weird when it comes to any form of dating. Because there's so many factors at play that the people themselves don't even know. Also, thank you very much for the Filipino pesos, Johnny Cruz. Appreciate it. How do you feel about Jamaican food? I love Jamaican patties, actually. I've never had any other Jamaican food. There's like a Jamaican stand in my like little, like pretty close to my house once a week. And I just look at it and I'm like, you know, this music is kind of turning me off to your food. Because like Jamaican music is the music that has been like just co-opted as weed music, right? So you're like, ah, someone's smoking a... I guess the reason it's co-opted as weed music is because that's a thing that they do with the music, maybe? Oh, that's a thing they do in the country. I don't know which way the causality link came in. But I hear it and I'm like, oh no, that's gonna be some lazily made food, I reckon. You know, that's my professional assumption about when I hear that people do things that make you lazy and then they make food, I assume the food is also going to be lazy. But I guess that is a very racist assumption. I'm gonna go eat some Jamaican food, you know? That's my thing from here. So, yeah, what do you think about the supposed Finland place that people say exists? Obviously, it's a conspiracy. Not even a particularly good conspiracy, sadly. Your thoughts on the death penalty, says Liv. Controversial opinion time. I think the death penalty should always be offered to the victim. Like in the same way that... Yeah, I think the victim of any crime should have the option of how to make things better. Oh, no, not to the victim, to the criminal. I think if you commit a crime... By the way, are there any gaps right here? I can't see any. I just can't work out where the gaps are, chat. But, yeah, basically, I think that if you commit a crime and for some reason you're sentenced to life in prison, I really wish they give me the option like, hey, also, we can kill you. It'd be like, thank you, please. And that sounds like sarcasm, but like, I don't know. I've got a list of conditions that I would not live my life under. And being locked in a scary place with scary people who have committed murder and much things worse than murder. You know, kill me now. Kill me now. Yeah, not even a joke. Like, you know, there is situation. I'm a big believer in like always stick through it, right? Like, yeah, you can make it through on the other side. Applies to everything except prison. You know, prison is just a terrible place we make extra terrible just to make people feel bad, and that's scary. That's not a place I want to be. So, you know, 5 bullets through the back of the head at the same time. Do you think that's letting them off easy? Yeah, the one thing I would say, the only reason, the thing that turned me against the death penalty as an option is that it's more expensive to kill someone. Somehow, I don't know how this is true, but it literally is. It's more expensive to do the average execution than it is to just lock someone up for 45 years or whatever. And it's like, fine, guess we can do it that way. Also, thank you, Johnny Cruz. What's the least serious crime that has the death penalty attached? So the death penalty is actually outlawed in the UK. It is not legal to do that. I don't think, you know, okay, here's the thing, right? Government as a whole, you know, like pretty good. Actually, it's necessary for some things, you could say. There are a lot of ocelots that really want that chicken. But, you know, like, but also makes a lot of mistakes. That's the thing. When you make a big organization of millions of people, you're going to have this unwieldy blob that's not going to be able to do everything perfectly, you know? That's why things are more expensively done when they're done by the government. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, we're on board with that very roughly. It's necessary, but makes mistakes. So, with that in mind, if you can't trust, you know, an organization to spend money, can you trust it to kill people correctly? And it's like, I guess not. I guess not. So that's the thing. Toy Cat, why are we talking about the freaking death penalty, says Tree King. I'm sorry. Should we talk about Minecraft? You wanna hear about my favorite Minecraft block? Oh, I think gravel's so good. Thank you for bringing us back on topic. No, that's a thing. So yeah, if you have any, okay, we're gonna try and go at least a couple more of these. If you have a topic you think we've never discussed, and that probably will never come up on this channel again, this is the live stream for it. I think this is my this is where you can ask me, and I'd love to go through. That would be my pleasure. Being born is just an unfair life penalty. Yeah, they're definitely one of the struggles I've been like trying to mentally reconcile is one of the struggles is like life is cruel, and how much of that do we should we fix? Can we fix even? Is life unfair? Is being born a punishment or a gift? They should be simple questions of simple answers, but they aren't quite. You didn't ask to be born. It's true, you didn't. It's okay. You spoke about wanting to do a trip in multiple states. Which national parks have you visited? We'll visit. That's a good question, actually. I want to go to quite a few of them, but I don't know the names of most of them. So I'm not going to be a good one at that. Warm cereal. G-Bay, you are now banned for life. What is the point of this stream? What is the point of reality, you know? You ever think about that? I hope we legalize euthanasia in the UK. Yeah, I could do a good bit of euthanasia every now and then. Would be a good big thing. See, I saw a good topic, but it's from the guy who I said I'm never going to respond to another thing from. I'm sorry, Showbib. We never discussed cats stealing noodles. The color of your toothbrush, you never told us. I use a green toothbrush right now. I need to change my toothbrush, actually. Thank you for reminding me. I'll order some online. It's been like 6 months or so. Toy Cat, I know you hate talking about politics. What do you think about Trump? Oh, I love Top Trumps. They're my favorite playing cards. Thank you, Johnny Cruz, for the Filipino pesos. What do we got going on here? I'm trying to get a topic that is interesting and hasn't come up before. Thoughts on university costing so much? Oh, I have a controversial one on this one, actually. Actually, it's not controversial. Okay, so in America, there's a big push for free college, right? And in the UK, university only started costing money recently. And I definitely think that it should never be debt, right? It should always be debt where, like, you owe it back that way. But the way it works in the UK is, like, pretty clever in my opinion. Because everyone always complains, like, you're loading these young people up with debt. And, you know, but it's like, okay, so the way it works, right, is we have this system, this thing we call a government, that is a big collection of a lot of things, where it collects money, and we use that money collectively to buy things that we collectively want. Have I lost anyone yet? So, also, have you heard of Andrew Yang? Yeah, he's a really smart economics guy. He's not going to win. He's not going to become a president, but hopefully he does something, you know, somewhere in a future cabinet. Like, you know, I don't think that will happen, but I'd like it to. It's a nice idea. He's a Taiwanese immigrant too, right? So it adds on that front. Like he's got a good story and he's smart, and that's all you need really to get your boy Toy Cat on board with candidate. But yeah, no. So there's this thing where like you know, government's collection of lots of things where we all. Also, someone donated. I think I missed it. Okay. Oh, it was a bad thing. Glad I missed that. About tiddling Minecraft. What does that even mean? Okay, so we're all vaguely agreed on the concept of a government, right? And then, so it's like, okay, how do we choose what things we should spend things on? Oh, it's really easy. It's just what people want. But then, the basic idea is like, you know, you want to transfer money from everyone to the people who need it most, right? Or you need to provide things that cannot be provided by the individual. So if university, the way it works in the UK, is anyone can provide it for themselves with the debt version. And in the US, there's programs to make that happen. So it's not that it can't be provided by the individual. It's that it should be provided by people with more money for it. But the people who make the most money are university graduates. And it's like, so you want to tax university graduates to pay for university for people who will go there one day. Like, it's obviously you want to tax everyone who doesn't go to university. But it's then like, oh yeah, well that seems silly, right? Or you want to tax college, as it is in America. So yeah, like, schooling is expensive. Education is a worthwhile expense. But you have to pick a point at which you say people who educate to that point should pick it up for themselves. Because education shouldn't ever be... You shouldn't ever have a life... At some point, there is a point where you have to say, this is a thing I choose, not a thing I'm forced to do. And I think that's true for everything. Like, answer the question, Catman. I think that the cutest mob in Minecraft is the NPC villager. There we go. Hope you enjoyed my answer. I enjoyed it. Also, where are these mobs spawning? I need to work that one out. We also say university. College is a colloquialism. I do vaguely know that, actually. Like, I don't know. I've spoken to some university students in America recently. And they all go to colleges that are called universities that are whatever. It's confusing. You should dig the desert down to Bedrock. That's a fun idea, isn't it? That's a really fun idea. So, yeah, we've now gotten rid of most of the torches we can use today. Actually, there are more torches we can get. Should we start going really hard on the torches? Let's do it, actually. Let's do the thing that everyone loves. And let's go look at all the gaps in the torches. Do you see any gaps, chat? Do you see any gaps? I don't see any gaps. You know, if you're seeing any gaps, you must be the crazy one. That's what I'm assuming. Let's grab a couple stacks of coal. Grab a stack of... Oh, where did the wood go? The wood is somewhere. I can just grab it from this, right? There we go. Make some of these. Make some of these. Throw this single flower somewhere just to get it out of my face. And the shears and the trident. I've just got a mess in my inventory right now, but it's fine. I love you, Dad. I love you too, man. There's never enough torches. So chat, tell me where the torch gaps are. I'm going to do this entirely based on your feelings. I can't do this without feelings, chat. That's what I need most right now. Free college is something, is a trap because I live in Denmark. I mean, I don't know. There's a fun thing where it's like, you've got to work out what should be collectively paid for, and there's a lot of things. I would put healthcare on the list, for instance. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like, you're not there are lots of things that make sense to not pay for individually, and there are lots of things, and everything that's not on that list, you should work out how you can pay for in a fairer way, but also that should be paid for by the individual, because then you can only get the things you want. Here's a good example, actually. Until recently, let's talk about unbundling. Something that sounds really unfair, but is actually like pretty legit in my opinion. Because for the longest time, the way most products worked is you just buy the thing and that's what you get. But nowadays, a lot more companies are willing to sell you parts of the product kind of separately. How do I join the Discord? Discord.gg/toycat, Johnny Cruz. We can't actually tell where the gaps are because of the delay and the time it takes to type. This is futile. That's why I love it as a concept, though. Try and tell me where the gaps are. Try and do it, chat. I don't know if you can. Are we sure there are any gaps? I'm pretty sure there aren't any. I'm not seeing any gaps, that's for sure. But, how about you fill in the desert with trees and grass? Wouldn't it be funny if I put all these torches down and then just covered it up anyway? That would be beautiful. Let's fill in these gaps over here. These are nice, easy gaps to see and to fill. Yeah, isn't this nice? But, Toycat, do you watch any Minecraft YouTubers other than the Great Yourself? Ooh, the Great Myself. I honestly don't, because most Minecraft YouTubers don't make their content for people who are not young people. Like, I'm one of the very few, and I don't know. Maybe I'm the one missing the business opportunity, but it just, I don't, for business reasons, it's like, I don't want to watch a video and then be like, I want to make this myself. That's bad things. And also, I don't know, it just, there's a weird problem where a lot of, like, you know, the fake personality thing I was talking about, where it's like, I'm going to put on a fake persona that isn't real and is also very annoying. And then that's just how this is going to be. Why am I doing it? Because statistically, more people, you know, interact with it in some way. The gaps everywhere put water down to make people angry. This is pure insanity. You know what? Here's the thing. If you want, you can donate $1 and I'll leave a gap for you. I'll remove a torch in your name. Yeah, or let's say 2 because that's the minimum on YouTube to send a message. Tell me, send me a couple dollars. Say you want a torch removed, and I'll remove it so you can forever annoy people with your presence. Let's see what works. Does chaos prevail or does order prevail? Only time will find out, I guess. But yeah, we're making good progress on the torch desert. It seems silly now, but really the amount of light we're bringing to the world makes this all worthwhile. Haven't you done this before? Says the Metal 793. I have, but now I'm putting more torches down. Isn't it beautiful? What about Silent? I like Silent. He makes good Bedrock videos. I've watched a few of them. The only reason I don't watch them regularity is because I just don't have massive time for people like him. But yeah, there are exceptions. There are some people who make videos that it's sad that they're vastly outnumbered though. Vastly outnumbered. Remove torch as Cake Boss 77. Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's right now. Just for you, man. This block on this torch. Yeah. This is the Cake Box 777 gap. Do you see it? You see how there's no torch there? I'm gonna. Yeah. This is for you, man. Can anyone tell me where should torches go? I think we've covered this pretty well, right? I think that. Oh wait, there's another gap over here. It's weird. I can see the gaps appearing now too, actually. Okay, let's do this. Let's try and find all the gaps. It shouldn't be too hard. We walk in a straight line, and then we look at the straight lines next to our straight line. And then when we see a gap, we fill it. I'm not seeing them though, that's the funny thing. It must be like my screen's too big. Or something, maybe. Cakebox, you absolute mad lad. So, you're not going to remember. I mean, who remembers anything anyway? Memory is... The funny thing about memory is you don't remember the things you don't remember. You can only remember... I'm donating to tell you Java good and Bedrock bad, says Sven Skottheim. Thank you for the Czech crowns. I do appreciate it. We found another gap. Isn't that nice? Let's just keep on going, left and right, over and over again, till we find all these little gaps. Shouldn't be too hard to do. And we do have plenty of torches to fill them in. Okay, no gaps here. Come on, chat. Are you seeing any gaps? I really, like, everyone's like, there are gaps everywhere. Where are these gaps you're speaking of? The torch gaps are in your heart, says Garabo. You know, I never thought about it that way. But that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. The torch caps were inside me all along. So let's remove that. Remove the... you know, let's just place it on the gravel. It's fine for now. Yeah, no, there's I don't see any of these gaps that people are referencing. I'd like to. But I also do not. Okay, there's 4... I think around the furnace room is where they're going to be most heavily concentrated. So, here, here, here. We're golden. So, you literally just missed one. That's kind of funny. Opinions on the Czech Republic? I really like the Czech Republic. I went to Prague, I'll be honest. I haven't seen the whole country. Maybe the country sucks. I really liked what I've seen of the Czech Republic. Like, it's one of the most beautiful, like, capitals in the world, I would say. Like, 100% recommend to anyone. Everyone. Not to anyone, to everyone. Have you not been to Prague? Your life is wrong. Get there now. Go right to flights.google.com. It's actually google.com/flights now. Go work it out. Go work out how to get to Prague. It might be cheaper than you think. Also, I love your channel and love what you're doing, lad, says Sven Skogheim. Thank you for the Czech crowns, Mr. Skeg. Skeg? Is that the name? Am I insane? No, it's Sven Skogheim. I combined the two. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? So, talk about the Swedish prison system, please. The Norwegian prison system fascinates me. Yeah, I know, Sweden, not Norway. I don't know Sweden's prison system. Because they basically admit, like, hey, taking away someone's freedom is all you need to take away to make it prison. You don't need to have them be violently assaulted in the showers or whatever else. There was one on screen. Spends all my savings on a trip to Prague because the cat man told me to. That's the true Toy Cat tax. We'll have a big meetup in Prague. It'll be wonderful. No, Prague's wonderful. If you ever are in Europe, like a lot of people make the mistake of being like, I need to see every single European country or every single European city. Now, there's like 10 worth seeing, and Prague is definitely on the list. That's the way I put it. That's the way I would put it. Or I do put it, in fact. Toy Cat's walked by 4,094 torch gaps. There are gaps in your hair. Everyone's seeing gaps everywhere now. The shower slots make prisons more exciting. That's why the US does it best. I mean, the problem is like, the concept of deterrents are interesting, right? Because deterrents do deter people, but when you stack up so many deterrents on top of each other, you prove the more interesting point about the prison system, about, you know, like any crime, which is that people don't commit crimes because they fear what's going to happen. They commit crimes because they think they're not going to get caught. All you need to do to, like, make criminals less likely to commit crimes, convince them they will be caught if they do. Could you remove a torch, good sir, and put dirt instead, says Michael Musher. I can remove a torch for you. You're asking too much for the dirt block, though. How could I do such a grand ask? But yeah, let's remove a torch. This is for you. I'll surround the area in torches, so everyone knows. This is, in fact, a torch gap. Not like, oh yeah, we just didn't fill it in yet. That's a torch gap. Now you can see it. Use a script to fill gaps. This is pure survival, sadly. No scripts today. A better way to make sure there's no gaps is to walk straight in one row, and then... Yeah, that is the easiest method. It's very time-consuming. And also, I don't have a long enough attention span to do something like that. Let's just be real. Let's just put the forts where they're really at. So yeah, that's the basic reason as to it. Again, you're not going to remember which gaps are, because people asked. Yeah, no, it's a problem, isn't it? Maybe what we could do is, you could tell me... Oh no, coordinates won't work either, because, like... Petition to buy Andrew a better attention span. So, Kat, are you going to XO19? If so, which day? I am in Las Vegas for the days it's on, I believe. So I'm going to be gambling away my life savings. Why go to Prague to lose your money? Or why spend your money on a trip to Prague when you can spend it on the world's greatest capitalist invention ever, gambling? Also, Toy Cat, I feel like you're doing the pay to remove torch slowly to incorporate your pay to get out of crimes policy in society, because the gaps are criminal in themselves. I mean, like, think about it, right? On the one hand, those gaps hurt you, right? They're pretty criminal, you could say. On the other hand, they might hurt you physically to look at. But is the $5 that I... Well, $3.50, because YouTube takes 30%. Is that money not more valuable to me? Is it not going to be great when I buy, like... What does $3.50 buy you? I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what? While we're here, I wonder if Andrew prefers BST or GMT. I like Greenwich Mean Time because it implies the world is centered around London, which it is and was. More was than is, but still kind of is. It's beautiful. Rate Poland on a scale of 1 to 10. No. So, yeah, I want to ask a question, actually. So the later these streams go, the more Europeans and Australians go to bed, and the more Americans show up. So yesterday, Thanksgiving came up, right? And I was like, oh, that's why flights are so expensive. But since then, so this morning I booked some flights. I'm not gonna spoil where I booked them to, but I'm going somewhere in the United States of America. Yeah. Oh god, I had a momentary panic of like, I didn't check something, but I did. So I'm going somewhere in the US of A. And I'm actually going on Thanksgiving. So, Americans, off the stream, do the one thing that you know how to do, and tell me about your weird, quirky holiday that no one else knows about. No, not November. Yeah, I have lowered my nut intake down to 0%, just because all these people on the internet keep asking me to. You know, I support a good cause. But yeah, so I'm going to America for Thanksgiving, and I want to know what are the benefits of Thanksgiving besides like going home to your family? Because I don't have an American family. I'd like an American family. If you'd like to be my American family, send me a. You can sign up at family.ibx. No, if I'm going to the United States and I'm going to be there on Thanksgiving. Like I land on Thanksgiving. What can I do on Thanksgiving evening? Yeah, tell me about that. Solo or not solo, or with 0 people. The one problem with doing things by yourself is you're still there. Like, if I could lower the number of people required to 0 from 1, that'd be even better. But yeah, so I can't remember when you talk about Kansas City in the Earth MC video. Come here if you want real barbecue. I don't know if that's necessarily a Thanksgiving thing, but thank you for the offer. Do appreciate it. Having to see your racist extended family is your favorite bit of Thanksgiving. You know what? That's something I always love. You know, I think it's a shame I don't have any racist family. Oh, actually, wait. I have a racist grandmother, but she's like like she hates whatever. Brexit realm when. That's not a bad idea actually. But yeah, no. I just eat Chinese food. Frick a turkey. That's high quality suggestion right there. So I invite you to Thanksgiving at my residence if you're in California. I am in California. Thank you for the invite to your residence. Probably the wrong part of California, but it's a big state. It's bigger than the UK actually, which is like mind-blowing to me. Oh man, this is gonna go wrong, isn't it? It's almost 11 AM in Australia. What time is it for you? Australia's a big place, right? So you live in Melbourne or Sydney, based on those time conversions. But it is 11:51 PM. California equals lame. I love the number of Americans who hate California. It's one of my favorite like things. Like, so Cat Tax explained my extended fan. I'm gay. Oh, that's your favorite bit about Thanksgiving, is it? It's almost 11 AM in Australia. What time is it for you? I already responded to that one. But yeah, like, isn't Christmas the extended family holiday? Isn't it weird that you go back home for Thanksgiving, then go back home for Christmas less than a month later? Or what's the deal with that then? But yeah, can someone tell me? Give me the inside scoop. What's the deal? Also, it's a holiday that started celebrating Native Americans being nice to the Pilgrims and doesn't acknowledge how the colonists later decimated their population with disease and stole their land. Stole their land. I think there's a funny story about. I think in New York it's the weirdest. Also, thank you, Jessica, for the don't go shopping Thanksgiving night or the next day, but do eat sweet potato casserole. Oh yeah, the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. I've heard that's a crazy thing in America. I could do a Black Friday thing, couldn't I? Or maybe I should deliberately not do a Black Friday thing. But yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, there was actually not a super chat. Hey, you did it via Streamlabs, Jessica. You know, it's only 1 in 10 people who understands the way these streams work. But every time someone does a Streamlabs, I'm like, hey, you clearly have good, you know, like, you watch the streams. When I said a thing, you were like, oh, I'll take that into account. But eat sweet potato casserole. That sounds really good, actually. That sounds really good. A Thanksgiving exclusive. First time took out tax. Also a bribe to be your American family member. I actually think it would be cool to like go hang out with a random American's family. I'm not going to. Actually, you know, I don't think so. I'm going to. Who knows? I might have an American family by the time I go to America on Thanksgiving. But yeah, no, so I'm going to be prepared for the battles on Black Friday. But yeah, no, I want to know though, like, so what can I do that is like Thanksgiving exclusive that doesn't require like a grandmother and a family and stuff? Like, for instance, this isn't true. I'm going to make it up. This is not factual. Don't be the person who's like, Toy Cat, I don't understand sarcasm and examples and things you're making up. Because there's always someone. But for example, again, example, not facts. What I'm going to say is not true. It's a example. It's a pretend. It's a make-believe. It's a thing that's the opposite of the truth. Because I'm trying to find things that are like this, but are not like this because I don't live in America. But for instance, if there was a Thanksgiving KFC menu that's like only on this day or only leading up to this day. For instance, if it's like, yeah, like, is there anything you can do out and about that's a lot like that? Do you know how to make women in Minecraft? Says Freddy RM. So the trick is, you go to the end and then you jump into the void, and then you've pretty much got an accurate experience of what it's like. So I live in the UK and it's 12 o'clock. I might go now because you didn't rate Poland. You know, that's funny to me. That's funny to me. I don't know if you've ever touched this. What's your opinion of PewDiePie playing Minecraft? Smart business move, right? Very smart business move. So, make a fund me, and whoever gives you the most money and lives in America is your American family. There's a KFC special meal. I know it's sarcasm, but it hurts my soul anyway. Hurts my soul anyway. So, Thanksgiving doesn't have anything special going on, says Heidi Corbell. Oh, so it's literally just everyone goes home to their family and nothing else? Do I need to get myself an American family for Thanksgiving then? I'd have to go to a soup kitchen to get a Thanksgiving exclusive menu. What about like, okay, you know what, I'll go to a soup kitchen. Actually, can you go to a soup kitchen? Like, is it like food banks here where you just show up? Or do they look at you and they're like, can I see a, 1099 tax form for the last year, please? Are you torches because you light up my life? Isn't that nice and beautiful? I am torches, and I do light up your life. Do you like McDonald's? I do like McDonald's. A lot, actually. It's solid. Yeah, you just show up. Hey, that's what I'm down with. I'll go get a exclusive Thanksgiving soup kitchen meal. You know, you might say that a homeless person isn't going to eat on my behalf, but you could also say that aren't we all homeless really? In the sense that nowhere's really your home. In the sense that if you're in America on Thanksgiving for mistaken reasons, isn't the world your home? I'll buy you McDonald's if you talk about my topic. Nah. Grow out your beard and then you'll look homeless. I mean, I wonder if there is like, if Elon Musk walks into a soup kitchen, how do they deal with that? Are they like, sir, you are a billionaire? Or are they like, it's cool. Anzac Dave's the Aussies, Anzac biscuits are the best. Thank you for... Was that a suggestion? Are you just telling me, like, what is that? What do I do with that information? I don't really know. Do you like money, says the Freddy RM? I actually, okay, this is my most controversial opinion yet. I'm going to end the stream on this one, because I know a lot of people aren't going to like this. But I'm actually a pretty big fan of money. I think that money does some really good things, actually. And I would like more of it. Yeah, I like money in all shapes, sizes, amounts, currencies. It's a whole weird thing. And, yeah, I totally, I don't know, just take my money. Thank you, Almighty AJ. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the worst thing I've ever said. Even worse than when I said that, I don't know what's the word, like, children are a hobby, and that you should be able to pay your way out of murders. But I like money, and I'd like to collect more of it. So thank you for the $5, Elizabeth Shug. NorCal here, my mother is a chef. She takes in chefs without family nearby for Thanksgiving each year. It wouldn't be odd having another random join us. Wow, first of all, okay, here's more. Hey!
Okay, here's more.
I answered correctly. See, you speak to the money gods in their language, and they return the favor. But no, thank you so much. Also, I secretly do want to join your family. There's a part of me that's like, that'd be really swell. I don't think it fits in with whatever plans I currently have in Northern California. Probably like, if you're near the one city in Northern California, or the one area of cities, then I am, I think, in the same area as you. But there's a part of me that's like, you know what? That's how you get murdered. Yeah. I've watched Get Out, you know? I've seen what happens when you bring strangers to your family home. They'll be in my body by the afternoon, you know? Like, selling it off at a weird auction. So, toy cat near the temple. Near the temple? Are there maybe gaps there? Because I can't see any other gaps anywhere. Looks pretty filled out otherwise. But, spending and receiving money is just like modern day trading. No, it literally is modern day trading. Currency is just a universal good. So that everyone can trade for things of the same value. So yeah, that's my thought at least. Always show up to strangers' house on Thanksgiving. That could be my new thing. Like, if I don't have any family, American or otherwise, I do have a family that's not American. I need an American family. If you'd like to adopt me, just send in $25 to, Also, favorite music artist says Pixel Pit. I hate that they call music artists artists. I think, like, hey, no, you're a music maker. You make music, it's not art, you monster. I ran over a cat, I feel bad. Oh, so you ran over a cat, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna find the first cat on the internet, I'm gonna give that guy some money, and it's gonna be great. Freddie RM, I give you absolution. By giving me money, you've basically cancelled out the cat that you ran over this morning. Oh, this is exactly what we're saying. See? He committed a crime, and I've made it okay, because he gave me money. I feel better. You know, that cat feels... I mean, the cat's not going to feel anything anymore forever. And therefore, the cat doesn't feel any worse. I don't feel any worse. I feel better, in fact. Cat feels the same as it has always. And Freddie RM gets to feel good. What's not to love about this arrangement? So yeah, to conclude today's video, I don't want to be done yet, but also, like, it's midnight, and I'm just placing torches. And I think this is like a form of insanity. To conclude today's live stream, I won't be streaming tomorrow, most likely. There's a chance I come home and stream at like midnight, but it'll be one of those types of streams, so be warned. But yeah, I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I might be streaming on Sunday. It might be a lot of fun. You should show up my house on Thanksgiving. There'd be one person I actually like there. That's somewhere between sad and funny. You missed my super chat, says Randy Hopton, and now I haven't missed this one. But you know, thank you very much for watching today's live stream. Give it your best shot. Hit it with your best shot if you want to. Don't hit it with your best shot if you think it's bad for your health. And I don't know. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more streams. Because I want to get back in streaming. There will be... Wait, let me announce this now. There will be Streammas between, like... I think it's going to be, like, the 5th of December to, like, the 17th of December or something. I want to stream a bunch. 12 days... Yeah, 12 days of Streammas. I don't know what we did last year, but, like, we'll do it this year. It'll be fun. We're going to stream every day for many days. I'm going to come up with streams now, so we have, like, fun ones banked. Because placing torches is fun. Don't get me wrong. I know that you're all in love with this as much as I am. But I think we can do better. Was that Randy's super chat? Goodbye. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to move the microphone from earlier. That was a joke. That guy's joke really stuck on this. But yeah, no, this needs to be finished, but there's just so much to be torched still. I underestimated how long this project would take, and now I pay the price. Anyway, goodbye.